All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Art Talk. So today I just wanted to share with you a philosophy and something that I try to live up to, I think about all the time. And I was just recently been reading a book called Living Untethered by an author, Michael Singer. Quite a few years ago, I read one of his books, which was called The Surrender Experiment, and it really kind of changed my perception on a lot of things and how I approach things and react to things in life. So it was really just great, and also opened up my whole philosophy to the whole aspect of surrender and what it really means and why we should live by that. And it doesn't mean just giving up and just hands up, I'm surrendering to everything, I'm not going to be involved anymore. It's really about letting go and not reacting to specific things that are going to show up in your life. But yesterday when I was reading the book, this new book, is sort of like tapping into some of his previous books and what is written about. But I thought it was just worthwhile sharing because it's so fascinating and so good, I feel, and can really maybe help you in some way. Maybe it won't. But, all I can do is ever try and put that information out there. So the thing that he talked about with surrendering, this whole idea of it is, I want you to think about just life in general, the external aspects of your life, things that are going on, things that are happening in your life that are beyond your control, right? You can't control it. You can't control what is happening with the weather. You can't control what's happening politically. You can't control what's happening with your jobs, with any sort, with family members, with anything that's sort of happening out there. And that's an external aspect to your life. That's beyond you, outside of your boundaries, outside of your wall. So what we can do, what we want to be able to do, is at that point is accept that. It's not surrendering to everything and just, again, what's happening in the outside world around us. It's just like accepting that this is what is actually happening, that this is going on. Is it to your liking? No, it's not to your liking, but you accept that this is going on. You're not resisting it and all this other good stuff. And where the surrender comes in is what you want to surrender to is you're surrendering to your own personal reaction to these outside sources which you now accept. So is that clear? It's like these outside sources that you are now accepting that this is a reality. You are surrendering to how you are going to react to it. That you're not going to let these outside things sort of affect your life. You're not going to let them take over your life. You're going to be able to move through this life in just more of an accepting, surrendering way, to where it doesn't just destroy your day, destroy your life, destroy your year, whatever it may be, to where you can't even work on what it is that you want to work on to just better yourself because you're too focused on all this other external stuff, which in all honesty has nothing to do with you. Very little of it has. And if it does have something to do with you, well, then you know that you need to take action and do whatever appropriate action you feel is necessary. But keep in mind, if you're not doing anything, or all it's doing is causing grief, chaos, and frustration in your life, these are things that you need to make a choice for yourself. At what point do you stop reacting to it? At what point do you start moving yourself away from it and start moving through with what you enjoy doing, with what you want to make happen? So that's the real concept that I just wanted to share because, again, I kind of love that. This is what I sort of live. I read into it. I think this is all. It's not just about drawing. And you guys know, have been following me for a long time and showing up, you know that that's not what this is all about, that you got to have that mindset balance. And it's very important to kind of get there and have a correct feeling and a correct mindset that can keep moving you forward to where you want to go, and not that thing that keeps holding you back and repeating the same mistakes over and over again, but also just having this awareness and noticing what's actually going on around you and really paying attention to it. And therefore you can start to move forward in a lot more harmonious, peaceful way that maybe you didn't even think was possible. But it's all going to be about the reaction and how you start to perceive and react to things that honestly are out of your control. So try not to let that kind of seep into your life, and if it has for your years in your life, this is where you get to change. You get to decide that this is something that I want to change now. I want to do something a little bit different from what I've usually been doing, and make that change into acceptance and surrender. All right, I hope that helps. Make it a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care.